Welcome to Mathematics class. I'm very glad to be with you today. I'm teacher Estefania, your guide on this lesson, Mathematics 6, Quarter 4, Week 5.
At the end of this lesson, you're expected to A. Solve routine and non-routine problems using data presented in a pie graph. B. Write the correct solution using data presented in a pie graph.
What are you waiting for? Get your pencil and paper and let's start. Study the pie graph about the favorite sport of other children like you. Then answer the questions that follow.
120 kids were surveyed on their favorite sport. The pie graph is made according to their responses. Use the pie graph to answer the questions below. Favorite sports: 5% chess, 10% badminton, 15% swimming, 25% volleyball, 45% basketball. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. Which sport has the greatest number of kids? A. Chess, B. Volleyball, C. Swimming, D. Basketball. Number 2. What percent of the kids liked chess the most? A. 5%, B. 10%, C. 15%, D. 45%. Number 3. How many kids choose swimming as their favorite sport? A. 6, B. 12, C. 18, D. 54. Number 4. How many kids were asked about their favorite sport? A. 5%, B. 10%, C. 120, D. 54. Number 5. What is the difference in percent between the number of kids who like volleyball than badminton? A. 6, B. 12, C. 15%, D. 20%.
Are you ready? Great job! Let's check your work. Put a check mark if your answer is correct and X if it is wrong.
Answers: Number 1, B. Number 2, A. Number 3, C. Number 4, C. Number 5, C.
Were you able to get 5? Very good! If you have errors, it is alright. In this lesson, we learn more about pie graph. In the past lesson, you have learned the different parts of a pie graph. You also have learned how to change percent to decimal. Let us recall.
Activity A. Identify each part as indicated in the pie graph. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Activity B. Change percent to decimal. Number 1, 4%. Number 2, 19%.
Are you ready? Let's check your answers.
Answers. Activity A. Number 1, title. Number 2, sectors. Number 3, labels. Activity B. Number 1, 400s. Number 2, 1900s.
Were you able to recall? Great! Let us proceed. Let's do the activity below to find out how far you know about the lesson for today.
Sitio Sumayngan called for an assembly. There were 800 people who attended the assembly. Study the circle graph below about the composition of the individuals in the barangay assembly. Number of individuals who attended the barangay assembly: 15% teenagers, 15% children, 30% senior citizens, 40% adults. Answer the questions below based on the circle graph. Number 1, what percent of the assembly were adults? Number 2, how many percent of the assembly were children? Teenagers? Senior citizens? Number 3, which group of individuals in the barangay assembly has the biggest number? The least number.
Time's up! Let's check if you got the correct answers. The following are the answers.
Answers. Number 1, 40%. Number 2, children, 15%. Teenagers, 15%. Senior citizens, 30%. Number 3, the biggest in number, adults. The least in number, the children and the teenagers.
Were you able to get the correct answers? Nice! Let's keep going. Now, let us proceed.
The previous illustration is called a pie chart or a pie graph because it was sliced or divided into sections. It is also called the circle graph or a circle chart. Let us look at the following examples. Example 1. Lupina surveyed 150 pupils on their favorite street food. The results of the survey are shown below. What is the exact number of pupils who choose each street food mentioned? Pupils' favorite street food: 10% kamote Q, 18% ice cream, 20% turon, 22% tempura, 30% banana Q. There were 150 pupils surveyed on their favorite street food. To get the number of pupils per street food, multiply the given percent by the total number of respondents. Kamote Q, 10% of 150. to answer the problem, first change percent to decimal. To change percent to decimal, divide 10 by 100 is equal to 0. 0 times 100 is equal to 0. Get the difference? 10. You cannot divide 10 by 100. So, we have to put a decimal in the dividend and add 0. Put also a decimal in the quotient just above the decimal in the dividend. Then bring down 0. 100 divided by 100 is equal to 1. 1 times 100 is equal to 100. Get the difference? 0, 0, 0. 10 divided by 100 is equal to 0 and 1/10. Another way is put the decimal 2 places to the left from the last digit to remove the percent sign. 1, 2. So, 10% is equal to 0 and 10 hundredths, which is also equal to 0 and 1/10. To solve the problem for Kamote Q, 10% of 150, which is equal to 10% times 150 equals 150 times 0 and 1/10. Multiply as whole numbers. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 1, 1. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 5, 0. 0 times 1, 0. Get the sum? 0, 5, 1, 0. Count the decimal place in the factors. The number of decimal place in the factors is equal to the number of decimal places in the product. There is only one decimal place in the factors. So, there is also only one decimal place in the product. The final product is 15. Ice cream, 18% of 150 is equal to 18% times 150. Change percent to decimal. So, 150 times 18 hundredths. Get the partial products. 1,200, 150, 0, 0, 0. Get the sum. 0, 0, 7, 2, 0. There are 2 decimal places in the factors, so there must be 2 decimal places in the product. The final product is 27. Turon, 20% of 150 is equal to 20% times 150. Change percent to decimal, so 150 times 20 hundredths. Get the partial products. 0, 0, 0. 300, 0, 0, 0. Get the sum to get the final product. The final product is 30. Tempura, 22% of 150 is equal to 22% times 150. Change percent to decimal, so 150 times 22 hundredths. Get the partial products. 300, 300, 0, 0, 0. Get the sum to get the final product. The final product is 33. Banana Q, 30% of 150 is equal to 30% times 150. Change percent to decimal, so 150 times 30 hundredths. Get the partial products. 0, 0, 0. 450, 0, 0, 0. Get the sum to get the final product. The final product is 45. Therefore, there were 15 pupils who chose kamote Q, 27 pupils for ice cream, 30 pupils Turon, 33 pupils tempura, and 45 pupils for banana Q as their favorite street food.
To understand the lesson more, here is another example.
Example 2. A poll was taken to collect data on chicken menu preferences of students in a school. Each student voted only once. The results of this poll are displayed in the pie graph below. Chicken menu preferences of students: 10% chicken tinola, 12% lechon manok, 15% chicken barbecue, 28% fried chicken, 35% chicken adobo. Activity A. Use the pie graph to find the answers to the questions. Number 1. What is the circle graph all about? Answer: chicken menu preferences of students. Number 2. How many sectors are there in the graph? Answer: 5 sectors. Number 3. Which type of chicken menu do students prefer most? Answer: chicken adobo. Number 4. Which type of chicken menu do students prefer least? Answer: chicken tinola. Number 5. What percent of the students preferred chicken barbecue? Answer: 15%. Activity B. Suppose there were 200 students who answered the poll. How many students preferred each food? Let's find out. Number 1. Chicken tinola. 10% of 200 is equal to 10 hundredths times 200 is equal to 20. Number 2. Lechon manok. 12% of 200 is equal to 12 hundredths times 200 is equal to 24. Number 3. Chicken barbecue. 15% of 200 is equal to 15 hundredths times 200 is equal to 30. Number 4. Fried chicken. 28% of 200 is equal to 28 hundredths times 200 is equal to 56. Number 5. Chicken adobo. 35% of 200 is equal to 35 hundredths times 200 is equal to 70. To check if the total number of students is correct, add the answers in items 1 to 5. 20 plus 24 plus 30 plus 56 plus 70 is equal to 200 students. Number 6. How many more students preferred chicken adobo than chicken tinola? To answer the problem, let's find the difference. Chicken adobo, 70 students. Chicken tinola, 20 students. Find the difference? 50 students. There were 50 more students who preferred chicken adobo than chicken tinola.
Are you able to follow? That's awesome! Now you're going to check your understanding on the lessons you have learned.
The pie graph shows where a treasure hunter spent his 200-day journey. Based on the pie graph, answer the questions that follow. Treasure hunter's 200-day journey. 8% in the mountain, 10% in the city, 12% in an island, 30% in a town, 40% in the treasure island. Of the 200 days, find the number of days he spent in each place. Write the letter of the correct answer in your answer sheet. Number 1, city. A, 16 days. B, 20 days. C, 24 days. D, 80 days. Number 2, town. A, 16 days. B, 20 days. C, 24 days. D, 60 days. Number 3, island. A, 16 days. B, 20 days. C, 24 days. D, 60 days. Number 4, mountain. A, 16 days. B, 20 days. C, 24 days. D, 80 days. Number 5, treasure island. A, 16 days. B, 20 days. C, 24 days. D, 80 days.
Time's up. Let's check your answers.
Answers. Number 1, B. Number 2, D. Number 3, C. Number 4, A. Number 5, D.
What's your score? Excellent! Let's continue with our lesson. We have more exciting activities after we sum up what we have learned.
A pie graph shows how the parts of the circle relate to the whole circle. It is a visual representation of data in a circle, which is divided into sectors, where each sector represents a particular category. The entire circle is one whole, or 100%. The parts of a pie graph include the title, the sectors, and the labels.
In the next activity, we're going to apply the lessons that you have learned.
This pandemic, most people are aware of the importance of fruits to boost their immune system so that their body could fight against the virus. A survey was conducted about the favorite fruit of the people in a community. The pie graph shows the favorite fruit among 100 people. Find the fractional part and the percent represented by each fruit to fill up the table. Fruit preferences: 8 banana, 8 pineapple, 15 apple, 9 orange, 60 mango. Copy and fill the table. You are given 1 minute and 30 seconds to copy and fill the table. Fruit, number of persons, fraction, computation, percent. Example, orange, 9, 9 hundredths, 9 divided by 100 times 100, 9%.
Are you ready? Let's check your answers.
Answers: fruit, number of persons, fraction, computation, percent. Orange, 9, 9 hundredths, 9 divided by 100 times 100, 9%. Banana, 8, 8 hundredths, 8 divided by 100 times 100, 8%. Pineapple, 8, 8 hundredths, 8 divided by 100 times 100, 8%. Apple, 15, 15 hundredths, 15 divided by 100 times 100, 15%. Mango, 60, 60 hundredths, 60 divided by 100 times 100, 60%.
Were you able to get the correct answers? Good job! Let's now go to assessment.
Because of the spread of COVID-19 pandemic, face-to-face classes are not possible. The DepEd has initiated different modalities that could be used for the continuity of learning despite the pandemic. A survey was conducted among 320 learners in a barangay as to what learning modality each prefers. The pie graph below shows the results of the survey. Use the data presented to answer the questions that follow. Learning modality preferences among 320 learners. 5% ODL, online distance learning. 15% TVRBI, TV radio-based instruction. 20% BDL, blended distance learning. 60% MDL, modular distance learning. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. What is the title of the pie graph? A. The COVID-19 pandemic. B. Number of learners surveyed. C. Learners in the barangay. D. Learning modality preferences among 320 learners. Number 2. What is the most preferred learning modality of learners? A. Online distance learning, ODL. B. Modular distance learning, MDL. C. Blended distance learning, BDL. D. TV radio-based instruction, TVRBI. Number 3. What is the least preferred distance modality? A. Online distance learning. B. Modular distance learning. C. Blended distance learning. D. TV radio-based instruction. Number 4. How many learners preferred modular distance learning? A. 16. B. 48. C. 64. D. 192. Number 5. How many learners preferred TV radio-based instruction? A. 16. B. 48. C. 64, D. 192.
Time's up! Check your answers.
Answers? Number 1, D. Number 2, B. Number 3, A. Number 4, D. Number 5, B.
What's your score? Great! This is now your last activity.
The pie graph below shows the different types of trash in the community. Answer the following questions based on the pie graph. Write your answers in your answer sheet. Types of trash in the community: 5% papers, 10% bottles, 10% vegetables, 15% cans, 60% plastics. Use the data presented in the pie graph to answer the questions below. Write your answers in your answer sheet. Number 1. What is the pie graph all about? Number 2. How many percent does each represent? Number 3. Which trash make up the most from the graph? Number 4. Which of these are biodegradable? Non-biodegradable. Number 5. What can you do to help lessen the garbage?
Time's up! Check your answers.
Answers? Number 1. Types of trash in the community. Number 2. Cans, 15%. Papers, 5%. Bottles, 10%. Plastics, 60%. Vegetables, 10%. Number 3. Plastics. Number 4. For biodegradable, vegetables, papers. For non-biodegradable, bottles, cans, plastics. Number 5. Possible answers: I will manage my own garbage. I will minimize using one-use or disposable materials. I will sell recyclable garbage. You can always go back or replay the activities you were not able to get.
Were you able to get the correct answers? Congratulations! Now you are done in this lesson. Now you know how to interpret pie graphs. I hope you enjoyed the activities today. Bye!